Greetings comrades, welcome back to Zoro Taro channel. Egghead, the name of the ancient robot newly revealed in chapter 1119, carries a profound meaning. Egghead symbolizes absolute truth and loyalty, which the ancient robot has demonstrated for the past 800 years. After centuries of slumbering in the scrap heap, Egghead has been patiently waiting for the moment alluded to by Joy Boy in the past, the moment when his comrade would reappear. Perhaps the apology Egghead offered earlier hinted at the incident at Mary Geoise 200 years ago. The ancient robot believed Joy Boy was there and climbed to the Holy Land. It thought it was a step late and missed its chance. Joy Boy had disappeared, but not truly. Joy Boy is here in Egghead. Therefore, Egghead proceeded without a clear direction primarily because Luffy had deactivated Gear 5, causing it to lose track of Joy Boy. The ancient robot initially thought Joy Boy had suddenly disappeared, reminiscent of events 200 years ago. It wasn't until Luffy was satiated and transformed alongside Bonnie into the divine form of the sun god Nika that Egghead fully awakened. It swiftly headed to the northeast coast to provide support. The Straw Hats have just defeated St. Mars, but Saints Jupiter and Warkori are hot on their heels. The Five Elders plan to gather a massive pirate alliance. Bonnie quickly becomes exhausted after assisting Nika with a single attack. Luffy is lured ashore by Jupiter, leaving the giant's warship in Warkori's sights. Just as the boar monster is about to sink the ship, Egghead emerges from the bottom of the sea and delivers a tooth-cracking punch to the boar. In today's video, we'll be discussing some of our thoughts on the upcoming One Piece chapter 1120. The main action will undoubtedly remain focused on the shoreline, where the two elders and the entire main force of our side are located. Will the tide of the battle turn with the appearance of Egghead, or will the five elders be able to easily reverse the situation? We believe that the Marines are no longer a threat at this level, as even Vice Admirals cannot touch the commanders of the Straw Hat Emperor's crew. Or perhaps Bonnie bullied the giant warriors, and now that their two captains are back, there's no chance. Kizaru is still down, so the Marines are pretty much useless. In reality, it also shows that if the five elders hadn't arrived in time, the giant pirate cruise ship would have already sailed far away. At this moment, Egghead is blocking Saint Warkori. I guess he will be the next one to be eliminated from the game. St. Mars probably won't be able to return for a long time after being shot through the stratosphere by Luffy. He might be having a heart-to-heart with Enel right now. When one is knocked into the air, being dumped into the sea is the scenario St. Warkori sees looming. Warkori had jumped off the ground, intending to ram the elbow ship, but was blocked by an ancient robot. He is now floating on the water, another punch and he's sure to fall. Even if not, he'd still fall into the sea anyway. Boars can't fly. Vegapunk once commented on Saint Saturn's power. If it's not science, then it must be a devil fruit ability. This means that in this world, there are no mythical creatures, no boars or spiders turning into humans. It's completely unreal. Even animals that eat the Hitonomi can't transform like that. Chopper is a prime example, and where would so many identical Hitonomi come from anyway? So 100% the five elders have eaten mythical devil fruits. Once they've eaten a devil fruit, they all fear water. Falling into the sea means losing all their strength. I see that none of the five elders are fishmen, so falling into the sea would be a significant disadvantage for Saint Warkori. I wonder where he got the confidence to rush out to sea like that. If he rams the giant pirate ship, Warkori's ship will sink as well. In my opinion, the answer lies with Saint Jupiter. He is someone who can pull his comrades up with a powerful suction force. However, the situation won't be that simple, as both Luffy and Egghead are present. Luffy alone is strong enough to muzzle the sand beast, and with the ancient robot, rescuing Warkori would be difficult. The water in this area is relatively deep, and the ancient robot would also sink, so I think it is using jet engines to fly. Thus, Egghead could fly straight to attack Jupiter, and he would struggle to defeat two strong opponents on his own. It's likely that Saint Saturn will come to assist. It's unclear what he was busy with in the previous chapter, or if he was just slower than the other two, since Jupiter took both the Seraphim and the agents with him. Saturn staying back in the city didn't seem to serve any purpose, so he might indeed be slower. A spider's characteristic is its ability to shoot webs, and we haven't seen Saturn use that ability yet. Perhaps he will pull Warkori up with Spider Silk. If Saint Warkori appears, the fight will become 3 against 2, clearly putting Luffy and Egghead at a disadvantage. Others shouldn't get involved either. Sanji can fly, and Dogi and Prachi can jump very far. But Jin said on Cake Island that when escaping, you should never get carried away with fighting. Only focus on defense and retreat. If you get caught up in fighting and get separated, regrouping will be extremely difficult. Dogi and Praji also need to command the giant pirates, and Sanji should stay to help protect Bonnie and Atlas. Trust in Luffy. He is the strongest and possesses the Nika ability, the most wondrous devil fruit. Luffy can return at any time, and even if he runs out of energy, he can still stretch his arm to grab the ship's railing, so there's no need to worry too much. I think the one to worry about is Zoro. The Egghead incident is nearing its end, and in the previous chapter, Oda didn't show the scene in the experimental lair, so this chapter might cover that battle. Sanji's remark is also noteworthy when Luffy asked why Nami's group hadn't arrived yet, as they should have. It seems Sanji sensed something was holding them back. Surely, everyone is eager to witness the power of St. Zoro. We all want to see how much Zoro has changed since Wano Country. A 2-on-1 battle is inevitable, but it won't be a total gang-up since Jin is extremely considerate. He hasn't been with the crew long, but understands the personalities of his comrades well. Jin knows that Zoro hates anyone interfering in his fights. He said, "I and Jin will follow after." It doesn't mean he wants to play the outnumbered game, but Zoro needs Jinbe's assistance in a different way. Zoro can't find his crewmates on his own, so he wants Jin to stay and accompany him. As soon as he cuts down St. Zoro, they will make their escape. Jin understands this perfectly and won't intervene unless Zoro is in danger. I believe we will see the second of the 4 Emperors crew soloing with the second of the 5 Elders. Of course, this matchup is tough. Currently, Zoro has no chance to win. However, Oda has another trick up his sleeve when setting them up to clash. The two will discuss the Kidetsu swords. It's not a coincidence that both Zoro and St. Zoro exclaim, "Ha! Kidetsu?" When their swords clash, what is the story behind these 3 cursed swords? Will Oda reveal St. Zoro's background? We will have the answer in chapter 1120. Additionally, I think St. Zoro has another reason for staying on the experimental floor, which is to take Yurkov Lava Phase onto the Navy ship. Stussy, Kaku, and Rob Lucci are not too far away, so developments on the experimental floor are quite unpredictable. Moving on to the naval battle, the giant pirates will have to be extremely cautious against the Seraphim. The Navy has become ineffective, but releasing the Seraphim could change things. The 5 Elders haven't ordered the use of Seraphim yet, and the Navy doesn't know who the 5 Elders are. They only see the strange creatures. The only one who knows is lying unconscious. Here are 2 scenarios. If everything goes smoothly, the Navy can completely turn the tables. S-Shark knows how to use fishman karate like Jin, which is an extremely dangerous weapon at sea. Techniques controlling the sea or tidal currents are powerful enough to sink any ship. S-Snake can petrify opponents, S-Hawk can deliver incredibly powerful slashing attacks, and S-Bear can instantly teleport and use air bombs for long-range attacks. They are indeed an invincible squad in the government's hands. However, the Navy cannot override York's orders, which requires someone with higher authority than the 5 Elders. If things get too complicated, I think the Elders may have to use them. In the second scenario, the Seraphim will secretly grant Bonnie the highest authority, similar to the pacifistas. Then the Seraphim would return to help the Navy sink the pirates, facilitating their escape. Nevertheless, the Elbaf ship still needs to stay somewhere near the coast to respond to the Thousand Sunny. Nami asks Sanji and others to catch them if they fall. The only chance for the Navy is if Kizaru intervenes and informs the giant pirates. Waiting for Kizaru, losing 9 Vice Admirals out of 5 isn't a big deal. The worst case scenario is if Bonnie manages to take down the Seraphim, then it's all over. Therefore, success or failure will depend on 2 factors: authority with the Seraphim, Kizaru's actions. Finally, I think there will be a small conversation between Luffy and his close ally Emmett. Surely, the ancient robot will inform Luffy about the centuries-long war. Regarding Naker, someone from Elbaf will tell him when the Straw Hat crew arrives there. At the end of chapter 1119, there was a short flashback, and I hope Oda will extend it a bit more so we can learn more. Even just glimpsing the shadow of Joy Boy would be enough. Additionally, Dr. Vegapunk's broadcast has not yet fully concluded. There are still a few remarks he needs to make before bidding farewell to everyone. Anyone who believes in the will of D leaves behind a shocking statement before dying, like Roger or Whitebeard. Vegapunk differs in that he doesn't speak directly, but instead pre-records his messages. I speculate that, true to Oda's style, the final closing statement in Vegapunk's forthcoming message will be what causes the world to erupt. While the crucial segment about the D lineage was cut short, it remains a secret yet to be revealed. Vegapunk will shake the world. The 5 Elder Stars haven't been defeated yet, and the Straw Hats haven't achieved any outstanding accomplishments here. They are still considered kidnappers, and many suspect Vegapunk's involvement in their actions. Therefore, the aftermath of the Egghead incident causing a global stir is undoubtedly attributed to Vegapunk. After the ancient robot finished its conversation with Luffy, Vegapunk will deliver the final line in his broadcast to the entire world. The broadcast will end and the conflict will enter its decisive phase. Emmet will obstruct the path of the 5 Elder Stars to allow Joy Boy to escape. This may be its final mission. If my guess is correct, the Egghead incident will conclude within the next 10 chapters, provided there are no further flashbacks. These are my personal observations. Of course, they could be right or wrong. I hope no one throws stones. If you find this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel. Goodbye and see you again.